On this episode of Time About the Movies, Jesse Pinkman that finally gets away from Breaking Bad and Mr. White to star in a video game adaptation, Need for Speed. And we'll see how that turns out from the director of Actor Valor, which already gives you signs that it's probably not going to work, but we'll see. Tyler Perry directs another movie, one that feels completely out of his target audience, the Single Moms Club. We have Veronica Mars back on the big screen. Kristen Bell's returning to the character that kind of broke her into superstardom. And Jason Bateman stars in and directs Bad Words. So we have 4 films to look at today. March 14, 2014, it's Time About the Movies. Jesus Christ, trailer, lighten up. I mean, good Lord. Welcome to Time About the Movies, everybody. Today we are taking a look at the 4 films that make up March 14th, 2014. Our first film is, of course, Need for Speed, based off the popular video game series. And fresh from prison, a street racer played by Aaron Paul, of Jesse Pinkman, of course, from Breaking Bad, who was framed by a wealthy business associate played by Dominic Cooper, joining a cross-country race with revenge in his mind. His ex-partner, leading on the plans, places a massive bounty on his head as the race begins. And it's important to keep in mind that this was back when video game movies were still pretty fucking terrible. They were getting people that clearly had no intentions on making a good video game movie. They just took whatever project was available to them. They had no recollection of how the game actually plays and all that, because it doesn't show when it comes to the big screen when it comes to the final product in general. I mean, this was still years before we got good stuff like the Angry Birds movies, the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, Detective Pikachu, the Super Mario Brothers movie. We're still way before then. And yeah, this was around that time when a new video game movie was coming out and going like, okay, how are they going to screw this up here in general? Well, truth be told, when I came out of this movie, I was expecting it to be bad, and it is, but here's the thing, it's the kind of movie where it's so bad and so stupid, yet at the same time, it's so damn good. I mean, this is a stupid movie. Don't get me wrong. This is a mess that a lot of the critics and fans say it is. This movie has so many moments in here that make you go like, what the hell is even happening here? And like easily the biggest one is that when they refuel their car with gasoline while they're still driving. I mean, it does not make any sense whatsoever, and the idea of it in this movie just really sounds stupid. In a video game, it makes sense because you're continuing it, you're trying to move forward, you're trying to get going here. But this is a movie. This is a movie where, you know, reality is supposed to not take place in this world, and yet somehow it's not taking place in here. I mean, this makes the scene later where they hook the car up to an army helicopter more realistic, and it's the point toward the end of the movie that I realized why I wasn't as angry at this movie as I should have been, because honestly, I think they knew this movie was not meant to be taken seriously at all. I really think that because these moments were not be prominent in the film, if they were trying to take this film seriously, the abundant cliches they pull in this movie wouldn't be in here. The performances wouldn't be as over the top as some of they are, especially from Aaron Paul, who delivers so many moments that are worthy of an internet gif. I mean, or a meme at this point. But I mean, that scene where he sees his friend dying in that crash, and this Toby screams after seeing his friend die. He goes like, "Ah, no!" Like. Even Toby gives the what the fuck look, raising his hands in the air, his face like he has no idea what the hell is going on after Imogen Pooch's character says he's going with Toby on the trip. Toby's the character played by Aaron Paul, I should mention before, but now to be 100% fair to Aaron Paul, he's a great actor overall, and he actually is giving the best performance of the movie in general. I mean, he is trying, but when we get to those over-the-top moments, that's when he's really starting to crack under the pressure. I mean, the only person in this movie that delivers the funniest moments in the film is Michael Keaton, who is so hilariously fun, over the top as the master of this underground race. When you're talking about an over the top performance, this is Keaton doing it, and he just makes it to a T. He makes this work so well. He's got this low tone voice that he carries throughout the course of the movie, and he delivers some of the funniest lines in the movie. When he's talking about that Toby Marshall driving is the chariot of the gods, like that type of thing. Like he's doing the Quiet Storm thing, or is it like the voice, the radio person in the Warriors? Like that's what it really felt like in here. And I'll give Imogen Poots some credit. She's at least more sensible and given a better person to be attracted to than Zac Efron is that awkward moment. Kid Cudi was surprisingly not as annoying and as obnoxious as he could have been as the sidekick to the leads in this. And the racing scenes themselves are pretty good. Shane Herbold did the cinematography for this, and they actually were very well done. And as hilarious and over the top this movie is, when it stumbles, it's a hard fail. I mean, there's a scene where one of Toby's buddies at another job, when he sees that Toby is back in a new car, he decides to quit his job by walking out, stripping his clothes, and getting nude. Why? Just because. I mean, the last time I want to see Ahmed Rah's ass walking, the last thing I want to see is Ahmed Rah's ass walking around in an office building. And yeah, that's Rami Malek, who was at the time known more for his Ahmed Rah performance in Night at the Museum than it was in. This was just before he was in Mr. Robot, and of course before he was in Bohemian Rhapsody. But Dominic Cooper's playing the stereotypical cardboard, cartoon, cookie-cutter villain of the movie. I swear to God, he does all the BS moves that every stereotype villain does so much. If he had a mustache, he'd probably troll, like, yeah, screw you, Jesse Pinkman. And, yeah, he's pretty forgettable overall. Probably the most insulting thing about the movie is what triggers the revenge plot of the movie. There's a character named Pete, who Toby treats like a brother, which is the universal slang for, oh shit, he's gonna die. I mean, that's literally what it is. I mean, it's just like, and sure enough, guess what happens? He dies in a car crash during a race while the character was acting like a complete idiot for the majority of the scenes. Instead, including trying to impress Poots by saying, oh, I like Pierce Morgan. Because this was back when Pierce Morgan was the man to replace, Larry King on CNN. It's just like, I mean, topical humor in this, really? Like, do you think way to date stamp the movie before it's too late? I mean, the car crash, they do a slow shot where they literally make Pete look like James Dean in the car crash that killed him in 1955. I mean, you want to talk about subtle? I don't even get the reasoning behind that, man. It is literally a replica of what happened when James Dean died. It's just like, what were you thinking? Like, yeah, this movie is a mess of a film. It's a bad movie, and while I should be just as upset about it as most people are, I mean, I found myself enjoying it more because of just how silly and bad it is. I mean, yeah, would I have been much happier if we got a legitimately good Need for Speed movie that was more serious to the point? Probably, but at the same time, this thing pales in comparison to some really bad, so bad it's good films like Biker Boys or Torque or even the worst Fast and Furious movies, but it's a bad movie that makes stupid moves that don't work, but the stupid moves that actually do work do make it kind of the more hilarious. It's a guilty pleasure movie. It's a so bad it's good movie, and yeah, it's definitely not a great film, but it is something that delivers overall, so. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to our next movie, which is The Single Moms Club from director Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry's The Single Moms Club, rated PG-13, in theaters March 14th.
Yeah, I mean, does this feel like a Tyler Perry movie? I certainly don't feel it. I mean, I don't know what's worse, the fact that this would feel like a Tyler Perry movie or that god-awful gimmick get-up that they have him wearing. I mean, what the hell were you thinking, Tyler? But The Single Moms Club follows 5 single mothers from different walks of life who come together with their teen kids, who all attend the same exclusive school, get in trouble for smoking and vandalism. The school makes parents get involved with their children acting out, so the 5 women must organize a fundraiser dance. The group includes Wendy McClendon-Covey from The Goldbergs and Reno 911, Amy Smart, Zulai Hano, Neil Long, and Coco Brown. And the ladies all decide to go out and have a good time together, and they quickly butt heads, but as the 5 start to open up about their parenting and their dating struggles, they find they can lean on one another for support. Again, does this really feel like a Tyler Perry movie to anybody? I mean, even Tyler Perry's base audience didn't go to see this movie, and when Tyler Perry's base audience is saying, no, we don't want to see you try to go more mainstream, Tyler Perry, yeah, this is the end result of it, a movie that probably was his way of getting into a more mainstream audience, but even his target audience basically said, no, we're not going to watch this movie. And it does fall into, this is the type of movie you would see as a Lifetime movie, and not a movie that's blown up for the big screen. Nobody wants to go see this garbage. it just doesn't work. It's a movie that isn't funny, it isn't clever, it takes a lot of really good actresses and gives them nothing to do. And again, Tyler Perry just feels so outside of his norm, and it shows in this movie. It doesn't work as a whole. It just feels like a missed opportunity on so many levels to branch out and do something new and different with it. If you want to see a movie with women coming together and talking about how the relationships and how they come together overall, just go watch The First Wives Club. It's much funnier. It has more of a mass appeal to it, and it doesn't reduce itself down to a specific target audience in general. Anybody outside of the target audience can find that movie enjoyable. This one, no. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about the Single Moms Club. So let's go ahead and move on to our next movie. Kristen Bell back in the role that made her a star, Veronica Mars.
Local authorities have ruled the death a homicide and are focusing their investigation on her boyfriend, Logan Eccles. I need your help, Veronica.
I don't really do that anymore.
But the Kickstarter money to get this movie going went through the roof. We've got to make this movie now. Yeah, that's how this movie got started in general. They wrote a script for this back around 2007, and then 2013 they went on to Kickstarter and put up a goal of, they wanted $2 million, and they did that and then some. They ended up putting up a budget of $5 million, and thus the movie eventually got made. And that's how we got the Veronica Mars movie. It's a continuation of the TV series, which ran from 2004 to 2007? Yeah, 2007, because it was the last season was in the first year of the CW when the WB and UPN merged together. But in this, it's set 9 events after the events of Season 3, where Veronica Mars returns to her hometown of Neptune to investigate the death of a former classmate, allegedly murdered by Mars's ex-boyfriend, Logan Eccles. Logan Eccles, of course, being played by Jason Dohring. A lot of the cast members from that show are back in this as well, including Francis Capra, Kristen Ritter, Tina Majorano, Mayan Hansen, Max Greenfield, Enrico Colantoni. So yeah, a lot of the members from the show are back in this movie in general, and that's a movie that, to be perfectly honest, really doesn't need to exist in general. I mean, it does a good job of getting you back into this world that you fell in love with back then. I mean, the original Veronica Mars TV show was a great show that was kind of cut before its time ended. So this was a good way to kind of continue the series. Not really make it a final episode in general, but maybe set the tone for another season, which they eventually would do about a couple years later. But yeah, overall, it's a good movie. It's a really good film to show what these characters have been up to since then, and it doesn't feel like they're just doing it because because there was a high demand for it, and the money will come in easily. It felt like they were making this movie without the intention of really, making a movie just for the sake of making a movie. They want to continue the story and bring these characters back that we've come to know and love. And it works very well in this movie overall. Kristen Bell returns into the role very well. You got the people who wrote the show, created the show back for this as well, so it doesn't feel like people are coming in here who have no idea what the source material is about. It just works all across the board. It's a really good movie overall. If you love Veronica Mars, you're going to love the hell out of this. Even if you're not a fan of Veronica Mars and have never seen the show, you could easily get into this pretty easily, and they give you kind of a nice recap so you can easily keep up with it overall. So, yeah, it worked overall. I really enjoyed it. So let's go ahead and move on to our last movie that we have here, and that's Jason Bateman starring in Bad Words.
Rated R.
Can you give these to your mother? She left those in my room last night. She held me afterwards.
In select theaters March 14th, everywhere March 28th.
Okay, we still got a couple more years of the bad movies and bad naming adult comedies in general. I mean, we had Bad Santa, we had Bad Teacher, we had Bad Words, we're going to get Bad Moms and Bad Moms Christmas. So we can cover all the bases here. We're kind of in the middle of the bad adult comedy era, if you will. But this is Jason Bateman making his feature directorial debut on this movie, starring as a middle-aged 8th grader who drops out and enters the National Golden Quill Spelling Bee through a loophole. There's a loophole that basically says, even though this guy is 40 years old, he can still enter because he didn't graduate to the 8th grade. And you have characters played by Catherine Hahn, Ronan Chan, Ben Falcone, Philip Baker Hall, Allison Janney. And it's a really funny movie that a lot of people really forgot about when it came out. It wasn't the biggest hit critically, but it was a funny film overall. It's a very clever, it's a very silly film, and it's a movie that, yeah, the main character is unlikable, but that's part of the fun, man. I mean, Bad Santa and Bad Teacher, I mean, the literal name of the movie is called Bad Words. I mean, of course the main character is going to be a bad person that you don't want to get behind, but you want to you don't like, but you want to see him succeed regardless. I mean, that's the point. That really is the point in general. And I love the fact that the criticisms were not only the main character is unlikable, but the humor is so offensive. It's a black comedy. It's an R-rated black comedy. What the hell else is it supposed to be? It's literally called Bad Words. I mean, just, my God, people. It's not that hard to figure out. You can look at the movie and see whether or not you're going to enjoy it or not. And for someone like me that loves good black comedy, good dark humor black comedy, this was right on my doorstep, man. Jason Bateman just knocks it out of the park, not just as an actor, but as the director making his feature debut here, and he works it very well. Good cast overall. Very funny material here. I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of it. What more can you say, man? Bad Words is such a good movie. A very underrated film. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. It's definitely worth a watch. So, there you go. Bad Words. I still can't get over that. Critics didn't find the movie enjoyable because it has a character that you don't like, and the humor is so offensive. It's just like, what were you expecting with a movie like this, man? But anyway, I'm done with Bad Words. That's going to wrap this episode of Time About the Movies. Next time we meet, we'll have some movies that people should really be pissed off about. Divergent, the latest attempt to create another Twilight Hunger Games franchise with Shailene Woodley from The Secret Life of the American Teenager, and needless to say, not the success that I think they wanted it to be. But we have a brand new Muppets movie, Muppets Most Wanted, which unfairly didn't get the respect it deserved back then. That movie's freaking amazing. We have the original God's Not Dead, the movie that branched out into a franchise that nobody was asking for. And on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, Lars von Trier's Nymphomaniac Volume 1. So we're covering all the bases next time on the show here. So stay tuned next time for another episode. We'll do next week on the next episode. That'll be tomorrow, of course. But with all that said, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and do me the honors of hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification button. Also, don't forget to check out our playlist, and don't forget to check out the previous episode we did. So with all that said, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.